There's a place called Kokomo. That's where you wanna go to get away from it all. Bodies in the sand, tropical drink melting in your hand. We'll be falling in love to the rhythm of a steel drum band. Down in Kokomo, Jamaica, ooh, I wanna take you to Bermuda, Bahamas. Come on, pretty mama, Key Largo, Montego, baby, why don't we go to Kokomo? We can play fast and then we'll take it slow. That's where we wanna go. Way down to Kokomo. Martinique, that Montserrat mystique. Out to sea, we'll perfect our chemistry.
Are you bringing that up when you talk
By and by we'll defy a little bit of gravity. Afternoon delight, cocktails and moonlit nights. That dreamy look in your eye, give me a tropical contact high. Way down in Kokomo, Jamaica, ooh, I wanna take you to Bermuda, Bahamas. Come on, pretty mama, Key Largo, Montego, baby, why don't we go to Kokomo? We can play fast and then we'll take it slow. That's where we wanna go. Way down to Kokomo. Oh, Prince, I wanna catch a glimpse. Everybody knows a little place like Kokomo. Now if you wanna go and get away from it all, go down to Kokomo. Jamaica, ooh, I wanna take you to Bermuda, Bahamas. Come on, pretty mama, Key Largo, Montego, baby, why don't we go down to Kokomo? We can be fast and then we'll take it slow. That's where we wanna go. Way down to Kokomo, Jamaica, ooh, I wanna take you to Bermuda, Bahamas. Come on, pretty mama, Key Largo, tired of my lady. We'd been together too long, like a worn-out recording of a favorite song. So while she lay there sleeping, I read the paper in bed, and in the personal columns there was this letter I read. If you like pina coladas and getting caught in the rain, if you're not into yoga, if you have half a brain, if you like making love at midnight in the dunes on the Cape, then I'm the love that you've looked for. Write to me and escape. About my lady, I know that sounds kind of mean, but me and my old lady,
Good call.
falling into the same old.
You're just a giver that way.
So I went to the paper, took out a personal ad, and though I'm nobody's poet, I thought it wasn't half bad. Yes, I like pina coladas, getting caught in the rain. I'm not much into health food, I am into champagne. I've got to meet you by tomorrow noon and cut through all this red tape at a bar called O'Malley's, where we'll plan our escape. So I waited with high hopes, and she walked in the place. I knew her smile in an instant, I knew the curve of her face. It was my own lovely lady, and she said, oh, it's you. Then we laughed for a moment, and I said, I never knew that you like pina coladas and getting caught in the rain, and the feel of the ocean and the taste of champagne. If you like making love at midnight in the dunes on the Cape, you're the lady I've looked for. Come with me and escape. If you like pina coladas, getting caught in the rain, if you're not into yoga, if you have half a brain, if you like making love at midnight in the dunes of the Cape, I'm the love that you've looked for. Write to me and escape. Yes, I like pina coladas, getting caught in the rain. I'm not much into health
I like it. I like it. Gold medal.
Yes.
Order of opposites.
Yes. Reverse season. Please. Reverse season.
Let's grab our boards and run, 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 run to the near shore.
Text him.
School is
Text him.
let's go now and hand it getting hot. This is my desire that wants to hit the spot. Cool down. The water's looking nice and fluid in the clear sky. The waves are fire and getting higher and better even as we speak. Yeah, don't you know the sun Saturday night before. So let's ride, surfing, ride some more. Yeah, the waves is on fire, the day is getting hot. This is my desire that want to hit the spot. Yeah. Cool down. The waves is on fire, the day is getting hot. This is my desire that want to hit the spot. Cool down. The wheat is on fire, the day is getting hot. This is my desire that want to hit the spot. Cool down. The wheat is on fire, the day is getting hot. This is my desire that want to hit the spot. Cool down. The wheat is on fire, the day is getting hot. This is my desire that want to hit the spot. Cool down.
Wanna push, I don't wanna beg, but I don't wanna see you walk away. What can I do to make you see what a love like yours would mean? Wanna wait just another day to see if you can love me that way. Oh baby boy, just say you do love me like I love you. I don't know if friends ever do what lovers do, or if there's a line not to be crossed. I haven't had a crush in oh so long. Could this be wrong? You're in my mind and in my heart. Ooh, could this be true? That I would fall so hard for you. I just gotta know if you could feel the same thing too. I don't wanna push, I don't wanna beg, but I don't wanna see you walk away. What can I do to make you see what a love like yours would mean? I wanna wait just another day to see if you can love me that way. Oh baby boy, just say you do love me like I love you. Whenever you're not there, do you care if I'm round or if I'm not? Am I wishing for a hopeless dream? It may seem that you're just fine with what we've got. Ooh, could this be true? That I would fall so hard for you. I just gotta know if you could feel the same thing too. I don't wanna push, I don't wanna beg, but I don't wanna see you walk away. What can I do to make you see what a love like yours would mean? Wanna wait just another day to see if you can love me that way. Oh baby way. What can I do to make you say what a love like yours would mean? Wanna wait just another day to see if you can love me that way. Oh baby boy, just say you do. Love me like that. I love you. I love you.
This song is for my lady, a very special lady. This song is for my baby girl. This is HAWKSPY. Sometimes a perfect person ain't perfect at all, 'cause a real woman has so many flaws. She's insecure, she's self-conscious, she's in control. When she really wants it, she can be a superwoman or a damsel in distress. Say it's okay when she's feeling depressed. With tears in her eyes, she's a beautiful mess, but she's all that I'll ever need. This song's for my lady, perfect and she's perfect for me. I'm looking for a woman that can see she's so beautiful, make it through the hard times. If you never felt pain, you're better than the rest, my baby. And appreciate the sunshine, if you never see the rain. I really, really love my lady. She's perfect, perfect.
They were weird. Were you up there? Yeah.
All right, good evening. Can everybody hear me?
Oh, yeah.
All right, wow, what a day. What a week. Charcoal, congratulations.
Grant. Yes, sir, Grant.
All right, guys, so tonight what this is all about, it's celebrating your accomplishments, your hard work, your determination, and teamwork you've displayed throughout this entire year. It's been a year of change, a year of policies, masks, temperature checks, locker room codes, and all kind of stuff that y'all have had to deal with, and you've stayed positive. You've continued to work hard, and by following all those guidelines, y'all were able to complete an entire year's worth of athletics. So give yourself a hand for all of that. So for tonight, what we're going to do is, here at the beginning, each varsity coach will get up and speak about their sport, 3 to 5 minutes about you guys, your hard work, you seniors that did so much this year of the transition into GHSA, and then from there we'll get into tonight's awards. First I want to talk about that transition into GHSA. You seniors will always be remembered for the class that had to go through that transition. As we move forward and the athletics program continues to build and successes continue to greaten, y'all will be the ones that are able to come back and say, we're the ones that started this. This is what we went through so y'all could be successful. And for that, the school is forever grateful for that. There's so much that went on this year that you could have easily quit, given up, not played, but you didn't do that. Y'all worked hard, kept your head down, and made sure that Heritage Athletics was at the forefront here and beginning our trip into the GHSA. The pandemic we went through, wow. We had teams quarantined, I think girls basketball, 3 times. We had 2 seasons ended off of a quarantine, both basketballs, but y'all still prevailed. Again, we asked y'all to do so many things so we could keep this school open and we could continue to go to class and you could be with your friends, and y'all did those things and you did them successfully. Whether it was on the court or on the field, came out and y'all fought hard, did what we asked, and again, we were able to complete those seasons. First, I also want to thank all of the coaches, y'all's hard work, the countless hours you've spent with our student athletes, following these crazy protocols that we put in place. We were checking in summers, we were having to limit people in the weight room, we were having to have locker room checkers or people sitting in locker rooms to make sure we didn't have too many people in a locker room at a time. So you coaches, I appreciate all of your hard work. Guys, let's give those coaches a round of applause. And now looking back at what we were able to accomplish on the field, on the track, on the court, we finished with 2 teams that were able to host GHSA playoffs for the first time. Our girls tennis was able to, our girls and boys tennis hosted the first round of the GHSA playoffs, and also our boys soccer. So that's 3 programs there that were able to host playoff games. That's an extremely big accomplishment in our first year in GHSA. We were also able to win multiple playoff games, 1 round of girls tennis, multiple boys soccer games in GHSA. We had a runner that was placed first in the 100-meter at sectionals. That's a big deal. There's a lot of schools there, and we had a girl finish first. Quinn Wallace, a great job. So a lot of successes that when we look back on, that we need to be proud of. I know a lot of our records this year weren't what we had hoped. I know there was a lot of things that went on that we obviously did not expect. But what tonight is, it's about remembering those accomplishments that were made. It's about remembering those moments and those memories that will last a lifetime. And it's to celebrate all of your hard work and your dedication. So up first tonight, we'll have Coach Adams here to speak about our sports medicine student program.
Hi, can you hear me? Not really. Can you hear me now? Yeah. Perfect. Hello, everybody. Wow, it's like y'all had Jubilee all day. Hi, everybody. I love it. I do want to start off by saying I appreciate you all, athletes, coaches, and parents so much, and Mr. Chris. I appreciate you all so much because I've been at a school where it's like you just show up and do your job. And I've sat at a awards program where they just kind of overlooked me. And that's fine because I don't do it for the recognition, but when I do get recognition, I do appreciate it. And so with that being said, I do want to thank all of you because when it is time to help each other out, y'all don't think twice or y'all don't hesitate to go to your teammate and say, hey, it's going to be okay. Hey, I got your back. Hey, what do you need me to do? I really do appreciate that because it makes my job a lot easier and I just appreciate it. Now for my students, my student trainers, I don't really have an official program, but I do call them my chickens. And it starts from middle school up into high school because anyone who's willing to help is all I need. I don't need you to know anything about sports because I don't know everything about sports, but that's why I'm here. I'm learning. Michaela, Sam, Samantha, Miles, there's a few people who do help me that aren't here today, and I appreciate them. But Michaela is here. If you could wave your hand, girl. Thank you so much for all that you do. And for my people who sometimes help, like Molly helps on the side, I appreciate you, Molly. It makes a big difference. Makes my life easier. For my seniors, I have a mom senior over there who's going to take my award to the side, and I have Cadence, and I'm missing Eli, so baseball, if y'all could clap it up for him really quick. There you go. You guys have made my life, I didn't even have to work this season, and I appreciate you all for that. I don't have to say, Cadence, can you do this constantly, because you just know what to do. I really do appreciate when a child can think like me, in the most proper way. They would never put your kids in harm. They would never place your athletes in harm. And that means a lot to me because I can do my job without having to do my job. And with that, I do want to say thank you, thank you, thank you so much. You all have given me your weekends, your summers. Y'all have given me so much, and I appreciate you guys so much. So, Cadence, when we're finished, if you could head over there, like after I speak, and then come on back. But thank you guys again. You guys are awesome. You're the best. Thank you.
hear me okay? Obviously, I'm not Coach J-Mac, but he's not here, so I'm going to speak for varsity volleyball. Coming into the season, we were 3-time state volleyball champions, and that can be both a blessing and a curse, because the expectation from the fans is that you'll do it again, but as all of us know, as high school athletes, the landscape changes every year. New players come on the scene, seniors graduate, and this is what our team faced this year. And adding to that was the move to GHSA and the challenges that brought. Fortunately for our team, we've always loaded our schedule with teams outside of GISA, so we already knew what it would be like to play a tougher schedule and tough teams. Despite losing key seniors in 2020 and moving to GHSA and having a team where we had freshmen and sophomores starting, we still had a winning season. We were 22-10 for the season. We played 77 sets and lost only 12. Hold on. Okay. We still had a winning season. We tied for first place in the region, and we made it to the second round of playoffs. The team worked hard and fought to maintain the level of play that we all expect from them. And it's obvious to everyone that the primary reason we were as successful as we were this season was because of the leadership and the athletic ability of the seniors on our volleyball team. Genevieve, Taylor, Cadence, Chloe, and Simran. Now, every single one of these seniors provided leadership in different ways for our team, but all of them contributed to the season's success. I think the top highlights of our season were defeating 7A Noonan here at home. Yes. With a healthy Cadence, thank you, Cadence. And beating our region rival Trinity on their home court. And I would be remiss if I didn't tell all of you, our fans, how much having you there at Trinity meant for that match. We would not have done that without you guys, so we really appreciate that support. The second best highlight of the season, a lot of you may not know about, but in our last round of playoffs when we lost, Coach J-Mac got a red card and had to sit down and wasn't allowed to coach anymore because he was fighting for us. He was telling the ref that they were out of rotation. The ref told him, you do your job, and J-Mac said, I'll do my job if you do your job. So that was pretty cool. We were pretty proud of him for fighting for us, and at the end, some of our players don't even know, the ref came over to me and Coach J-Mac and said, actually, you guys were right. It was my mistake. So, anyway. At the end of this season, we had 5 players make All-County. Genevieve, Taylor, and Cadence all made the first team All-County. Molly made third team All-County, and Chloe received honorable mention as a middle blocker. Now, those 5 players represent over 60% of our starting team this past season, and 4 of them are leaving us. So obviously we have our work cut out for us next season, but the good news is that many of our players have been putting in the time and effort off-season, playing both indoor volleyball and club beach volleyball. So we're really excited to see what we can do this year, even though it's going to be a rebuilding year for us. And because of the leadership of this graduating group, these seniors, the girls that are still here and playing know what needs to be done and look forward to carrying on the legacy in the coming years. Just a last note for the seniors. On and off the court, the seniors on our volleyball team modeled the work ethic and teamwork mentality that was needed. Sometimes it took some tough love and sometimes we had tears, but there was never any doubt that they cared about every player on the team and the success of the program, and we will miss them greatly and wish them the very best as they move forward. Thank you.
Hello. I'm Coach Paterka. Hi, I'm new here. And this year I had the pleasure of being L.C. Williams' assistant for both the cross-country teams and the track teams. So I'm going to talk a little bit about the cross-country season in general. He's going to get on up here and say some stuff about the seniors on the team. This year on cross-country, it was filled with running. And that's it. Yeah, filled with running, early morning wake-up calls for Saturday meets, and just eating tons of fresh pecans out in the Grove. So if any of you are looking for that experience, sign up next year. Our competition was a bit more advanced than in previous years because of the switch to GHSA, of course. But nevertheless, we persisted and took the opportunities that we had to run against the clock, mainly. We were a scrappy team at every meet we went to, taking wins wherever we could get them and fighting to advance into higher finishes. Just about every member of our team saw the general progression of dropping time as the season played out, racing to take seconds or even minutes off the clock and off their 5K times, which was, that's all we can really ask for. We placed third in our region, which we hosted in the fall. You might have remembered it was some random Wednesday in October, I think it was. We placed that highly thanks to our region's participants, Grant Augustine, Brighton Rivers, Sam Lewis, Adam Richards, and in an inspirational moment of inter-sport and intra-school cooperation, we had some help from Banks Coggins, Kieran Skelly, and Micah Alba, so thank you guys for that. And because of our placement in that region's meet, which we hosted, just wanted to say that again, we were able to bring most of our region's competitors to the state meet as well, and we finished the season having a good time racing, the best in the state in Carrollton. And now I'll pass it over to Elsie to talk about our seniors.
How you guys doing? I know you guys hear my voice because you hear it on the track all the time, right? I just want to say you guys did a great job this cross-country season. A real good job. I love it. I just get so caught up into it when I watch you guys give it all that you're supposed to do. Everybody PR the way they're supposed to do. Everybody came up. Banks came up and did a great job for us. Micah, Miko, everybody just did exactly what we needed to be done. Okay, we came out there. We was hoping not to worry about who's going to beat us. We're not going to look at the times. These guys running this, this guy's running that. We're going to PR and run our best time. If we do that, we did our job. That's what it was all about. So you seniors, I want you guys to get out there, have a good one next year. I'm going to miss you guys. Every season I'm going to miss you. Every time I watch you guys run through the trail, I'm going to be thinking about you guys that's gone. All right? So other than that, everything is good. Let's keep going.
Hey y'all, for those who don't, sorry, a little short. For those who don't know me, hey y'all, for those who don't know me, my name is Emma Martin and I'm the cheer coach for such a crazy season. Sorry, for such a crazy season, I had such a positive group of girls. And I cannot thank y'all enough. Every time something came up that was difficult or something that was a challenge, y'all figured out something great to come out of it. And for our only senior, my favorite senior, you were an outstanding captain. To all the girls, you were a wonderful leader. And any time we came up with a decision, you listened to everybody's ideas and opinions before making the big decision. And I know you're gonna have a great time in college, but don't forget about us and come back and visit us. We'll miss you so much. Thank
y'all. Is the speaker working? No?
It's working. Y'all just stay close to the mic. Talk loudly.
Okay, you got me?
Yeah.
Okay. You all know me. I'm here to talk about this football season. Yes. All right. Okay, we all know the season isn't what we had hoped. It's something that for you guys and the parents and you students that don't see what all these boys did in football season this year, you would be and you should be extremely proud of them. They started this season in June of last year, working out 4 days a week, Monday through Thursday, waking up, we'd be here from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. every day, lifting, running, working out, doing so many things that led into this year's season. There were multiple, we knew going into it, we didn't have many players. We knew looking at our schedule, we weren't going to be favored in many of our games. But these guys never once took that as a chance to hang their head to throw in the towel and say that they're not going to play, that they're not going to go out there and take on what was in front of them. And for that, guys, I commend you more than anything. Y'all did something this season that not many teams have ever had to go through. So please, everybody give that football team a round of applause. Going into talking about the season, you know, looking back, sure, we look at the record, but for anyone that was there at all the games and saw everything, we were right there in 4 or 5 games. We were right there. Our record could easily be different. But again, y'all continued to work hard, never hung your head, and we took it all the way. Also, something to talk about that not many people do is y'all were one of the only football teams in the state of Georgia that was able to play an entire season and not have anything to deal with COVID. Y'all were able to play every one of your games that was on the schedule. We didn't have to ever quarantine the team, and playing in the sport of football in the middle of a pandemic, not many people thought you could do that, and you did. And that was your hard work here at school, your hard work out of school, making sure you're doing what you were supposed to be doing out of school to make sure that season happened. So I'm extremely proud of that for you and your hard work and dedication to your team there. Also talking about our team, we had 11 all-region players in some capacity. Andrew Rich, Mac Nico, Wyatt Anderson, Ellis Coggin, Fred Tolbert, Paris Salata, Cody Anderson, Sam Wall, Kieran Skelly, Jay Chapman, and Micah Alba Jr. Guys, that's an extremely accomplishment to you. I was at the meeting. Those coaches were all bringing up your names, talking about how hard y'all fought all year, how they didn't really want to play. They knew hey, they're going to come out, they're going to fight hard, they're going to be physical. So guys, when I think about that, I then look at the 6 seniors that are leaving us: Andrew, David Browning, David White, Harris, Jay, and William. Y'all have left behind an extremely, extremely good legacy. And when I was talking about earlier, you seniors that are leaving, you're going to be able to come back to be proud of something. You're going to be able to have a story of, we started this. And I hope that for you guys, I hope that you're able to come back and look at this and say, hey, this is what we went through so y'all could be successful. And y'all could have easily decided not to play, could have easily decided, hey, I'm not going to do this, but y'all didn't do that. And for that, I'm forever thankful for y'all. Thank y'all.
All right, how's everybody doing? Wake up. I'm Coach Danbury, head softball coach. This is my first year taking over. Had a really exciting year. We had about, 9 girls? We averaged about 9 girls a game. And being in a really, really tough region, you don't understand, how tough it was. We had, I think, our top teams played, like in the Final Four, made it to the state championship. And we were able to come in and make the playoffs our first year in GHSA, coming in as a 6th seed. But we did have some pretty big highlights from the year. Zofia, where you at? You pitched every inning this season. So if everybody could give her a round of applause, that's pretty tough. The pitcher pitched every inning. We did have one huge comeback here at home against Landmark, 13 runs. Come back and pull off a victory. We did have a light go down. I'm not sure if it helped us or not, but we did pull out the victory. But we had a lot of cool things happen. Really close-knit group. We had no quarantines. Bus rides were fun. Can't wait to do it again. We're only losing one senior. That's Haley. She actually did win. She got all region. And then we had 2 players come in with all county, Haley and Ella Thornton. So we're going to build on next year. We got a good group coming up in 8th grade. Got a solid junior class. Really excited to get after it in a couple weeks. So y'all get ready.
What up, jabronis? So if you don't know, I'm Coach Stevens, my first year. I have a few titles. Obviously Coach Stevens, Boach. And as I found out a couple days ago, apparently Miss Skelly calls me Fred. What's up, Fred? We're also, I had the varsity girls basketball team. We also were the COVID team. Season got put on pause for 3 or 4 times. But it's all right though. We finished a very successful year. Finished 9-7, 3rd in our region, top 25 in max press for our classification. In my opinion, we would probably at least made the Elite Eight due to the bracket, but we got COVID right before the playoffs, so it is what it is. But very, very proud of the girls. One of my favorite moments this year was we played Stars Mill here, playing one of the top 5 juniors, junior forwards in the state. We ended up going on a 20+ to 2 run to end the 4th quarter to beat them by 15. We had 2 girls make first team all region, Michaela and Iana, 2 make second team all region, and Hayla and Quinn, and Ella finished with honorable mention. So all 5 of our starters, or our main starters, they ended up placing first team or all region. And we also had key contributions from Lily and Mamie, which was saying a lot, being at the team prior to, I think 3 out of the 5 starters were seniors. So they had a lot to come up with this year. Thanks to all, like the fans and parents, also the cheer squad. They were there for our home games. Our team moms, Miss Carrie and Miss Melissa. Miss Melissa usually yelled at me at least once or twice during the game, during our books, but it was all in fun. Last but not least, definitely thank you to our 3 seniors. We've not been able to do this without y'all. I know Haley decided to play at the last second, even though she was a softball player. Her mom was just trying to make sure that I didn't get her girl injured. And when we had our last meeting before the season abruptly ended for us, Haley mentioned in our huddle that this was her favorite team to be a part of, which says a lot with a girl that's been on plenty of travel ball teams and lots of teams here at Heritage. Also, Jenna Patel always had the wisest things to say in our huddles and the best things to say at halftime, always encouraging to the girls. And last but not least, our undoubted leader, Iana Odulaja, been here for 2 years, realized her dream of playing D2 women's basketball. But if we need a stop, if we need a bucket, if we needed someone to speak up, Iana was always there to do that for us. So appreciate y'all girls. I felt very blessed to coach y'all this season, and we're looking forward to next season. Thank you.
Everybody good? Ellis, stop smiling. I'm Coach Jerome, Coach Joey. And before I get into my little shebang bang speech here, a couple people I want to thank. I want to thank Coach Copeland. Sorry I didn't give you the memo, Coach. I don't own any Hawaiian gear. But I'll be ready for next year for the HAWKSPY'S. Thank the admin for the continued support for our program. I want to thank my coaching staff, Coach Jason Duckett, Coach Justin White, for putting up with me and my crazy ideas sometimes. I want to thank Coach Adams for keeping our athletes healthy and taking care of those guys. I want to thank our parents, and a special shout out to Suzanne Markle, Jim Markle, Vince Murphy, and Cindy Burkhart for preparing our pregame meals, keeping film, and keeping our books. This was my 3rd year here as the boys' head coach. In those 3 years, we've had a lot of success. We had a lot of guys with playing experience, and this year we had a lot of young guys mixed in with inexperienced guys, and it showed sometimes on the floor. We played an extremely tough schedule, and even though we didn't have the wins that we expected at the beginning of the year, each guy came to practice with the mindset of getting better, and they attacked the games and gave me everything they could. And I think that played a role because of our senior leader, BC, my guy Banks Coggins. You know, Banks has been a part of our program since he was in 7th grade, and
just the development off the floor played a huge part in our season this year. You guys know Banks. He was very shy. I remember when I first got here, we used to cross each other, and Banks would act like, you know, Ian does it a lot now. Like, he looks at me and he hopes I don't look. And now, to see him in the 7th grade, I mean, as a senior, when I walk by, Coach Jerome, what's up? And that's what I'm most proud of with him. He was a vocal leader on the floor. He probably is our all-time charge taker leader here at the school. And our program, you know, we're going to hurt a little bit without him, but somebody else has to get. Georgia Tech is getting a great kid in Banks. And Banks, you're always welcome back here whenever you want to come support our guys in the program. For my younger guys, can't wait to get back in the gym here in a couple weeks, and it's time to get back. Thank you.
Good evening. I'm Coach Julian. Some people call me Coach Jen. Hi, girls. I'm the varsity girls soccer coach. As I told the girls during the season, this was a developing year. We had a tough season. Unfortunately, we were not able to capitalize and win a game. So seasons like this past season show the true mettle of a person. And for these girls to show such character and exemplify the Heritage motto of mind, body, spirit, and camaraderie at such a young age and during such a difficult season makes me so proud and absolutely honored to be their coach. We had so many wins in areas other than our record that I'd like to take a moment and point them out. So just to set the stage, 95% of our girls on the soccer team play a different sport as their primary sport and do not play soccer outside of Heritage. In last year's season, the girls played 3 games before COVID shut the season down. This year, we were able to build a roster of 18 players and play 12 games before playoffs. So these girls put in the work for this season. 3 of those games were against area public schools with very, very strong soccer programs. Due to COVID, injuries, and other in-season sports, 34% of our games were played with 1 sub or less. Only 17% of our games were played with our full roster, and interestingly enough, those were the Noonan, Northgate, and East Coweta games. Those are the only games we had our full roster. It would have been very easy for many of these girls to say, well, this isn't my main sport and we aren't winning, so I'm not going to show up. I am absolutely proud to say that every single girl showed up the entire season. They came to all the practices and the games, barring quarantine. And any coach who tells you that they like having Friday practices is lying. But the girls showed up anyways and worked hard no matter what day of the week it was. One of the absolute best compliments a coach can receive is an acknowledgement of hard work. I had a parent mention to me that they could see the improvement in the girls as the season progressed and the games got harder. Also, 2 of our girls received all regional honorable mentions. Congratulations to Susan Grayton-Pass and Chloe Hutcherson. There are many things I can teach as a coach in terms of soccer, but effort, attitude, hard work, and keeping your head up during adversity came from within each of these girls and from their parents teaching them these traits. So parents, thank you so much for teaching these girls such valuable characteristics so that no matter what happened in the games or in the season, they portrayed them. These girls are absolutely amazing young women who built a true team that worked together and encouraged each other for every minute of every game. Thank you, girls. It was an absolute honor to be their coach, and I'm so proud of you and happy to be a small part of your journey for becoming amazing young women. And I would like to recognize my 4 seniors that are graduating, Chloe Hutcherson, Jenna Patel, McKenna, and Genevieve. Thank you so much, girls. It was a pleasure.
Hey, good evening. How's everybody? Good, good. Thank you for that. I'm Coach White's here to talk about boys soccer. Was a really, really fun ride for us this season, and I kind of want to just recap the journey real quick of what we went through. March 12th, 2020, we were on this field, and COVID kind of shut us down. In our last game in 2020, we lost in PKs to a rival in GISA with a group that we really thought we had a chance to compete for a championship last year. And so coming into the season, we like a lot of programs, had a lot of uphill battle, and I don't think that's what people see a lot of times when teams do have some success. particularly in sports. And so one of our uphill battles was entering a new organization. Another one of our uphill battles, we only had 2 seniors. We only had 2 seniors on the squad. We had another uphill battle that we only, I mean, really to start the year, our roster was about 17 players, and for varsity soccer and GHSA, that is not an adequate amount to go through a season. We dealt with loss. We dealt with quarantine ourselves when a lot of the other spring sports were very successful at avoiding that. And a lot of the soccer teams we played against didn't have quarantine. And really, we had a couple moments in our season that really stood out. The first one I want to mention, we went up to number 7 Landmark up the road early in the year. And it was a very emotional week for us, and we put up 6 goals, allowed none, and beat those guys 6-0 at their place, and it was a huge moment for this group. And on the ride back, and as the night went on, we found out we were going to get quarantined, and so it was like another setback. We had a success and a setback. And talking to some of these other coaches, talking to Coach Jerome, so forth, about quarantine, there's no easy way to come back from it. There is no easy way. You're not in great shape and so forth. We had to come back and play region rival Pacelli 2 straight games in 5 days. 2 straight games in 5 days. Lost by a goal down there, came back here and lost in overtime. And that moment was a turning point. We sat after that loss and had a discussion, and leaders on the team showed up and had a discussion. It wasn't coaches, it was players that did not want this thing to end. And when you don't win a region in GHSA, it puts you in a terrible position in the playoffs, because you may host, but you're going to go on the road the rest of the way in a 32-team tournament. And so we knew that. And so they had every reason to set it to the side and say that's it. They didn't. We came back. Turning point victory was the Noonan High game. A lot of you guys were there on other teams. A lot of you guys. I remember tennis team came back from their match. They were rolling in. I could see them rolling in right at the start of our game. Baseball team, I think it was like 15 minutes left in the game. And I turned around and I said, holy cow, the crowd got big. The crowd got big. All the baseball guys sitting there. And then when Brandon shot, got the rebound, Braxton scored, it was like other sports teams, spring sports, just congratulating in the corner flag with us. That to me is heritage. That to me is heritage. Like, we played for that, but we also played for all you guys. We wanted you to come out. We wanted to celebrate with you guys. We want to have Jubilee. We want to have fun with you guys. And we felt that when you guys would show up. We would watch in film you guys' reactions as much as we'd break down the film. We'd say, look at Bo Martin putting his hands on his head at East Coweta when Braxton scored his goal on the sideline. We see it. I can still see it. Okay? So for us, that was a fun ride. Those are turning points. We entered the playoffs as a 2 seed. We were able to win the first game. Very, very fortunate. Had a good play there. Went down to Whitfield, and that was a game I'll never forget the rest of my life. We were tied 2-2. We were up 1-0, tied 1-1. Up 2-1, tied 2-2. And I looked at my assistant. I said, we don't have another goal. We're on the road in the playoffs in GHSA. We don't have another goal. Well, we didn't. We had 2. Brandon scored one of the best goals I've ever seen on a run. Ball played in by Baby Miles. And then Micah Alba, you know what Micah does. He just muscled it in through the goalkeeper. Ugly but beautiful. Okay, ugly but beautiful. And so that was so much fun, guys. Even out at Athens, we had a lot of fun. We know it ended too soon. I want to encourage all the teams here, and I want to thank the boys soccer team for giving us a season here that I'll never forget as long as I coach. And 2 seniors, Brandon and Nate, who really led the way. And those guys were kind of like Banks in 7th grade. I was listening to Coach Joey. I mean, it was like those guys would not, I think they were even juniors and acting like that. They would not even look at me. It was like nothing. And then this year came out of their shell. And so those 2 seniors, we congratulate you guys for leading us through GHSA, but we also look at the underclassmen. We're very excited. We are very excited about next year and the years forward, and also excited to come and see the other teams. Thank you, guys. Thank you, guys.
All right, Coach Albert Dumas could not be here for tennis, but first I just want to say this year with me coming out, not really ever watching tennis before, that's a fun sport to watch. Lily, your match there, I mean, I didn't really know what was going on. I was asking a bunch of questions, but I was excited. I knew that. So, Coach Dumas, he really wanted to be here, but he couldn't. He's actually out of town, so he wrote a letter kind of recapping the season and talking about that. So I'm going to read that. He says, I want to thank all the students who were part of the team this year for playing their best this season and demonstrating a real passion for the sport. I also want to thank all the parents for coming to the matches to support the team and helping out with snacks and drinks for the matches. This first season in GHSA has been challenging. Like all the other sports, we were affected by the pandemic. Many players had to go in quarantine and miss some matches. Fortunately, we had a big enough roster to present a complete team for each match we played. Also, every player on both boys and girls teams got a chance to play a match. I am really proud of all the players for stepping up when their name was called and giving their best efforts on the tennis court. We played some very good teams this year, and even though we lost a few matches, some were very close. The boys team had a couple of good wins in the regular season against Glenwood and Pacelli. In the region tournament, after beating Pacelli handedly 4-1, they almost won the championship match against Brookstone with 4 matches going down to the decisive third set tiebreaker. In the first round of state playoffs, our boys got outplayed by a strong First Presbyterian team, losing 3-0. In spite of the early exit, I am proud of our team and especially our 3 seniors, David Browning, Bo Martin, and Banks Coggin. All 3 demonstrated great sportsmanship and played some very entertaining close matches. They played hard and did everything I asked of them. Great job, guys. Now let's talk about the girls. They had a very good year. They almost won all of their matches during the regular season. Wins against Northgate, Landmark, Central Carrollton, and Pacelli. At regions, they finished runner-up behind Brookstone, losing 3-1. The first round of state playoffs was a home match and came down to the very last match. After 2 wins by Cameron Rogan at line 1 singles and by Ann Bentley Smith and Ava Chortigan at line 1 doubles, the score was 2-2. The deciding match saw the victory of Lily Arnold, finishing her opponent with a resounding 6-0 in the third decisive set. In the second round, the girls had to play in an away game at Padilla. We started in the lead with Cameron winning her match quickly 6-0. Unfortunately, the Padilla girls won the next 3 matches to beat us 3-1. Our Heritage girls gave their best shot, coming close to win one of those matches, which could have been the clincher since Lily was winning her match before being stopped. So overall, a very good season for the girls. I want to acknowledge 2 girls who finished their season undefeated in singles. First, congratulations to Lily Arnold with a record of 8 wins, and congratulations to Cameron Rogan with 7 impressive wins without losing a set. Bravo to both of them. Finally, I appreciated and enjoyed seeing the team spirit, the sportsmanship, and the camaraderie of all the players on the whole JV varsity team. And thank you for always trying to play your best tennis and representing your great Heritage School in the very best way possible. Go Hawks!
Good afternoon. So I'm the other Coach Danbury. So we had the golf team this year, and I'm proud to say that. Yeah, we got a couple out there. I'm proud to say that our very first match had 5 players, and 4 of them was their first time ever competing in golf. But we didn't do so bad. Out of 16 teams, we finished 12th. Hey, that sounds bad, but it's pretty good for an inexperienced team. We had 1 leader, that's Andrew Gardner. He was the catalyst behind our team, always keeping our scores on the low end. He made all region and is also selected for the All-Star team to represent the South in a match coming up on the 2nd and 3rd of June. So we'll be down there supporting him with that. My other guys, Thomas Scoggins, Sonny Durham, Sam Wall, Ellis Scoggin, and Jack Butler. Now, I want you all, does everybody here have Jack Butler's number, his phone number, or his email, something? Sometime over this weekend, text him, email him, whatever, tell him to get well. He had knee surgery today, that's why he's not here. He'll be out there playing football with y'all in the fall, and I hope back with me in the spring playing golf. But we had a good team. We've got a lot of work to do. It's a lot of individual, even though they're a team. And I expect you guys to call me and let's work this summer. Thanks.
3-0 on Trinity.
Okay, so we beat Trinity 3 times.
Tough one to follow. I'll try to outdo them. But baseball season this year, pretty tough. Probably the toughest schedule y'all have ever had. I don't go easy on them. We ended up playing 3 teams that won the state championship this year, and we beat 2 of them. So we played the Alabama state champion, and then Calvary Christian ended up winning their state championship. I think Leavitt won their state championship also. So that's a pretty tough schedule, and to beat 2 of them is impressive. Those 2 games, guys, Calvary and Pike, that's probably the 2 best games I've ever been a part of. Something I'll never forget. Jay, me and you scoring together. I don't know how I didn't get in trouble for that, but I think I took you all the way home. So just good memories. The coaching staff after those games did not even want those games to end, win or loss. It's just how much fun they were. And to be down there in Glenwood when it was hostile, very hostile. Yes, very toxic. But we had a very good season, made the playoffs, came in as a 3 seed. Where'd we go? Y'all went, since I was here, 3-1 against Trinity. Did very well. First game last year beat them, and then this year beat them once here and then once at home, or once here and then once away. Stoffel, big one-hitter against them. That was huge. But this group of seniors is really important to me. Been with me for a while, been on varsity. I have nothing but good things to say about each and every one of them. Guys, I'll remember y'all forever. The memories we have. We got Wild Willie. Trayton Rank, home run. By the way, Trayton Rank's one of the top players in the country. Gets a big bomb off of him. Your sophomore year, right? Yeah, sophomore year. Harris moving in, playing shortstop for us. You didn't even play shortstop. So you did what you had to do. You got a first team all-region selection there. Thomas, pitching, doing whatever we asked you to do. The hit and runs. We won't talk about the hit and runs. New record. 4 hit and runs that he was called out on because of interference. But honorable mention because of your glove play against Brookstone. Stoffel, you got a second team all-region selection on the mound. For your performance against Trinity, I mean, I hadn't seen anything like that. You shut down a good offense. David, season was cut short because of an injury, but everything you did up to that point, I mean, was unbelievable. And you did a lot for the team. We missed you, but you did just as much for us in the dugout. You were there at every game, didn't miss anything. Jay, if we just brought the slash earlier, would have been great. You did not, every time you came in, played great defense for us, ran the bases really hard. Andrew moved to center field this year, got better as the year went on. That play against FPD, up against the fence, robbing that home run, unreal, played leadoff for us. You got first team all region. That was great. And then James, our junior that's here, you got first team all region DH. 2 home runs against Trinity. I love beating Trinity. I don't like losing to Trinity, so that's a big deal. You don't lose to your rivals. So we had a really good year. It's going to really stink. I'm going to miss y'all. We've got a big 8th grade group coming up. We're going to be extremely young. We got a really good, solid junior class coming in, or with us already. So we're looking to rebuild next year and get after it. We're in a tough region, but we're going to have another tough schedule. That's just how we do it. But guys, thank y'all for everything you've done for the baseball program. It's come a long ways since I've been here. A long ways. I couldn't have done it without y'all. So thank y'all, and juniors, we'll get after it again. Thank y'all.
Hello. Same formula, different sport. I'm talking first, then LC. About track this time, more running. We did what we could in track and field this year, and field. Shout out Andersons. If it wasn't injuries keeping our athletes off the track or field, it was a general non-desire to be a detriment to public safety and COVID-related quarantining. So considering the limited number of participants we had at any given meet this year, our season was fair. I will say this though, every single one of our athletes who participated in our meets and practices this season had something to be proud of. The numbers we had put theirs in and stepped up to race the clock and make themselves better. Whether it was a personal best time or throw, just trying something they had never done before, being able to race with their teammates in a relay, showing an inspirational performance from Heat 1 sometimes, or even just walking away from a race with their lunch still in their stomach. Every athlete we had something to be proud of from this season. Some performances merit being discussed here to receive their due props. Specifically, our state competitors, Quinn Wall and Wyatt Anderson. Yeah, give it up for them. Well, I'll talk about each of them real quick. Quinn had a fairly straightforward route to the state's competition as she won not only her favorite 100-meter event, but also her less than her favorite 200-meter event at our area meet, qualifying for sectionals in both, where she would go on to win the 100-meter and get third in the 200. So, awesome job to her. Amazing performance. Very praiseworthy. I want to linger on Wyatt. Looking at you. I love this story. Wyatt Anderson had a different route to states. After walking away from his performance in areas in the shot put, he thought he didn't make finals. And then he heard from the parking lot, Wyatt Anderson, please report to check in for finals or whatever. And 2 minutes later, we saw him running down with his shoes not even on, ready to throw. He got that second chance, and he threw 2 feet farther than he had in the first 3 throws. And so he came into finals in 9th position, left it in 4th, qualified for sectionals, and at sectionals, threw an extra 2 feet farther, made states, and, it was just, to me, that's just, take whatever lesson you want out of that. But to me, that's a crazy story about the importance of taking your chances as they come and really just making the most out of them. But I don't know. Good job, Wyatt, even though you're a Patriots fan. All right. LC.
That's why I like having him around. All right? He keeps everybody pumped up, keep you happy. I guess I'm the mean guy. All I'd say is keep pushing, keep going. Let's go. You be here. Let's get there. But everybody did an excellent job. Yana, whatever the last name was, I can't pronounce it. She's the only senior we have. And I wish we had more seniors out there because that laugh that she has and that smile came around every time we got ready to run that mile relay. And you guys know about that mile relay, that last race of the night. I turned around, we're going to do it. And she said, yeah, we're going to do it. We'll do it. She has that smile and everybody be looking like, don't do it. Then that smile goes, we might as well do it. So I thank you for that leadership right there at the seat. All you other guys, I thank you guys for being out there. Kelsey and everybody, you guys know your smiles. You guys did a good job. Wyatt, next time Wyatt came down there, I think he was at 41-10, we made him run. We made him run before he get to state. We said, you got to run, man. We got to get you sweaty and loose. Because you sprinting from the dugout. He's sprinting all the way from the parking lot. He comes back here. And then he throws good, so we just made him sprint till it's time to go, get him loose. So, but we had a good time. Hopefully see everybody here next year. We need to build this program, so we got to get more kids in. We got a lot of young guys coming in, a lot of young girls coming in, but we cannot do it with 6 track people, 6 boys, 6 girls. It's hard to get motivated. So we got to get more people in and get active, and let's go at it. But we got to work hard because track is all about the clock. It's not about who you run. You have to beat the clock. Do that, we have it made. So you guys have a good time. You deserve it.
All right, thank you again, all coaches, for all that you've done for our student athletes. We've had a wonderful year in athletics, and it couldn't have been done without you. Okay, we're now to the awards. Our first award, the recipient already has been notified. It was a football award. It's an award that's been given for about the last 3 years. But for anybody that wasn't at the football game, the last game against Brookstone, I want y'all to just listen to what the criteria is for the award. It's very fitting that we're going to talk about this award right here after Jubilee. The award is the Infinity Award. It's on behalf of the football players of the senior class of 2016. The Infinity Award is voted on by the freshman, sophomore, and junior class members of the football team and their coaching staff. The award is to recognize the senior who best represents the personal qualities of what our football program stands for and strives for. There is an award. This is not an award for performance as much as it is meritorious integrity, conduct, work ethic, teamwork, mentorship, fellowship, leadership, respect, discipline, and a spirit de corps. The recipient of this award has made profound impacts on his peers and gained respect by all in the heritage community. When looking at examples of such character and personal accountability, the late Tyler Henson, also a football player, cast the perfect mold. Tyler was highly respected by all and is remembered fondly by all for his moral compass and strong faith. As the Heritage School is prideful of our strong emphasis on academics and learning, the Infinity Award seemed appropriate. Infinity, by definition, means without boundary or limit. The term is used in mathematics, physics, computing, logic, and many other areas of study. It represents an educational and philosophical message that people of this quality will be without bonds and limits as to what they can achieve, if they can follow through and maintain the same set of core values they currently have and that of which this football program instills into their players. Tying these two together is the number 8, which Tyler wore. Oddly enough, if turned 90 degrees, 8 creates a symbol for infinity. We are happy tonight to congratulate our senior football players for having the vision to create this award back in 2016. The award is awarded each homecoming or senior night. The recipient is recognized by wearing the number 8 and acting as the team's sole captain. So this year's Infinity Award was given to Andrew Rich.
I didn't have anything prepared, so bear with me. But I just wanted to go back and talk about, even though everybody knows we didn't have the best football season, it didn't go like how we planned. I just wanted to shout out all my senior brothers for playing with me, sticking with me. I know some of y'all didn't want to play, some of you had to talk into playing with me, but I really appreciate it. Y'all mean a lot to me, y'all's friendship, and everybody else, like all the football players out there, O-line, Harris, my QB. I love every one of you, and hope y'all have a good season next year. So.
All right, the next award is the Upper School Hawk Award. This award is voted on by all of the varsity and middle school coaches, and it is presented to an upper school student athlete who best represents the values of Heritage Athletics by displaying the following: instills camaraderie, exhibits leadership skills, exhibits sportsmanship at all times. This person's diligent and committed, is a multi-sport athlete, and puts the team above themselves. This year's winner was a part of 3 sports here at Heritage: clay target, basketball, and soccer. And I believe it's one of the first freshmen to ever win this award, Susan Grayton Pass. For some of these next awards, these are awards that are started with this award ceremony in the HAWKSPY'S. So this one, it was voted on by all upper school students and all of the faculty here at Heritage. The first one we're going to talk about is Female Sport of the Year. The top nominees were volleyball, tennis, and basketball. And this year's winner, again voted on by all of the upper school students and faculty, was girls basketball. Girls basketball team, come on up. Come on, girls.
We want to thank COVID and Fred.
Get a picture. All right, let's give it up for our girls basketball team. All right, this next one also is getting voted upon all upper school students and all the faculty here at Heritage School. It is the male sport of the year. The top nominees were baseball, soccer, and basketball. And this year's winner is boys soccer.
Hello, can you hear me? Hey, can you guys hear me from stands?
Yeah.
All right, of course, y'all know my name. Of course, y'all know my name. My name's Fred Talbert. I just want to thank these guys over here for really putting me on the team. I came in really late. Coach Watts told me to come play soccer, and I told him I will. I'm a man by my words, and I came out here. They showed me a lot of things, showed me how to play, and I had a great season with you guys. And I want to thank the fans. I want to thank all the seniors for y'all coming out there when y'all had the time. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, thank y'all. I want to thank Coach Watts. He's a man of the hour.
All right, give it up for boys soccer.
Good job, Coach Stevens. Yeah, good job, Coach. Yeah.
All right, on to the next award. This award is voted on again by all the coaches, just varsity coaches on this one, and is the Noonan Times Herald Award. This award is for an upper school student who has contributed the most to Heritage athletics in their career. This individual, when talking about giving it their all for whatever they're doing, whatever sport they're playing, in the classroom, on the field, he embodied that. And he took everything seriously, probably the most competitive person I've ever met. And this year's award winner is Andrew Rich.
Wow, thank you, coaches and everybody who voted for this. I really appreciate it. I'd like to thank Little Debbie Snack Cakes, Dixon Ticonderoga Pencils #2, not #3, and yeah, everybody who supported me throughout my career. So thank you.
All right, now we're moving on back to the HAWKSPY'S Awards with the Female Student Athlete of the Year. Again, this was voted on all of you guys, all the upper school students, faculty. This was one of the closest voting we had out of all the votes. The top nominees was Genevieve Richards, Iana Adulaja, close, I'm trying, I promise I'm trying. Haley Bracey and Quinn Wall. It was really close. I think the closest was, it was like within 2 to 3 votes. This year's Female Athlete of the Year is Haley Bracey. Haley was unable to be here as she has started a new job, so here receiving the award is her mother.
Yeah.
I am so happy to accept this on Haley's behalf. And I cry so much, I'm gonna try not to this time. But she definitely is not gonna be expecting this. So I'll take this time to speak to you all. And what I always tell her, be humble. You never know who's watching. And that's why this is so important. She would have never thought that y'all would have picked her over another school athlete. So she is truly going to appreciate this. And I don't know, that's all I can remember right now. Because I really am so surprised, but y'all just remember, be humble, don't take any moments for granted, and enjoy your times.
All right, y'all give it up for Haley again. All right, now on to the male student athlete of the year. Our top nominees were Matt Miko, Banks Coggin, Andrew Rich, and Braxton Harper. And this year's winner, Andrew Rich. Now on to the last two awards, which I thought were the most fun to watch as the votes came in. The first one was the Sports Photo of the Year. The nominations we had were Emily Bedell with softball, Genevieve Richards volleyball, Ellis Coggin with football, Giannis Rembrandt with baseball, Kieran Skelly with boys soccer, Lily Arnold with tennis, and then Braxton Harper and Brandon Herlock also with a boys soccer photo. And on stage tonight is Chris Martin to read out the winner.
I hope you all realize how fortunate you are to be attending the Heritage School. So when I started with this, first of all, I want to thank each and every one of you for your dedication and passion to your sport, whether it was part of a developmental league, whether you were coaching, whether it was intramurals or varsity, junior varsity, or whatever. If not for you, this would not have been possible, because you gave me the photo ops for all the different photos that I took. I started out with over 10,000 photos, and I went through every single one of them. I was told to narrow it down to 8. It took me a long time. I finally got it down after multiple passes down to 70 and then to 50, but it still wasn't 8. So I think what I ended up with was 60, and I said, you guys make the students are going to make the decision on which one wins, but the final 8, I don't want to make that decision. There were a lot of them that I probably may have missed because I had to go through 10,000 photos, literally. But it was fun. I enjoyed every minute with each and every one of you. I'm going to continue to do it. So you guys are my photo op. Keep it up. And tonight's winner is Ellis Coggin.
That was another one that had a lot of close races there, and it was great to see Ellis come out on top there. The last award for tonight is the Sports Moment of the Year. And I felt like this was a good one to put at the last because it's a great recap of our accomplishments this year in athletics. The nominations were Andrew Rich with the #1 play of the week in GHSA on his touchdown catch versus Pacelli. It was volleyball defending an early season loss and defeating 7A Noonan. It was softball coming back from a 13-run deficit to defeat Landmark 14-13. It was Banks Coggin hitting the game-winning shot in basketball at Central Christian. It was girls basketball going on a 24-4 run to defeat Stars Mill. It was Luke Stoffel throwing a one-hitter versus Trinity to defeat them in Game 3. It was boys soccer defeating 7A Noonan 2-1. There was Quinn Wall placing first place in the 100-meter at sectionals. And the last one was Lily Arnold defeating Stratford in the tie-breaking tennis match versus Stratford, winning the first round of GHSA playoffs. All of those moments were extremely exciting for the school and exciting for the athletics programs. They were fun to watch, and they were fun to watch the votes as they came in. This year's winner, which won by 1 vote, is boys soccer defeating 7A Noonan 2-1. Dr. Davis, come on. Dr. Davis.
Yes, Dr. The relic. Yeah, Dr. Davis.
Dr. Davis, speak. Yeah.
Dr. Davis, more hog, Davis. Dr. Davis, more hog, do a speech.
So Braxton, he's going to talk to you a little bit about what was going through his head when the ball went through the net that night. You ready, Braxton? What's going through your head?
I was just sitting there. I saw the ball pop open, and I scored. And the first thing I did was look up at the scoreboard and see the time. And I don't think I've ever heard a louder crowd in my life. Like, I swear, I felt chills run through my body. And I knew I had to go over to y'all and go slide into the corner flag, and it was just a really cool experience for me. Appreciate it, guys.
Okay, so I had probably a really good view of the goal because I sit in the back and watch everyone else do everything. And then, so, of course, I'm standing here and I could see it across the field, and what was going through my head was, oh, Brennan missed. And he put a good shot, but Jones, the keeper for Nunes, saved it. I mean, and it was a big save, but it went right to Braxton's foot, and he put a great shot on net. And I think what went through my head next is look over at the student section. I see Dr. Davis just going nuts with the student section, and that was probably the best moment of the season, just watching y'all flood the side of the field with Dr. Davis to the field, to the players. So thank y'all for that.
One more, Fred.
Can y'all hear me now? Is it going through the mic? Pretty loud? All right, my bad. The best thing part of that Noonan game is of me going back, coming to Heritage, and actually spending the time with these guys, and being my old school kind of feels good. I felt like a whole relief went through my body. You know what I'm saying? Stress just released. You know what I mean? And when Braxton put that ball into that goal, I was screaming. I was like, hey! Next thing you know, Coach Walsh grabbed me, he shook me. He was like, Fred, go in, go in. And when I went in, and of y'all literally screaming my name, because I was actually not a soccer player. If y'all screaming my name out there and getting a little playing time, and we after the game, y'all coming up to the soccer team and just praising me. I thank y'all for that. Seriously.
Dr. Davis, Dr. Davis, give a speech. take it and enjoy it now. Give me that thing. It's not going.
No, we won't put it in the back.
Thank you, guys.
All right, before we close out the night, there's one more group that I want to recognize, and it's the group of seniors that are going on to play athletics at the collegiate level. So if y'all are here today, as I call your name, please stand up. I'll announce your name, where you're going, and what sport you're playing. We have Iana going to Erskine women's basketball. We have Haley going Fort Valley State softball. Andrew Rich, Johns Hopkins football. David White, Georgia State baseball. Taylor Johnson, Howard volleyball. Luke Stoffel, Piedmont baseball. And Harris Salata, Florence Darlington baseball. Congratulations to you 7 student athletes. We look forward to following you in your future, competing in the sports. Never forget what Heritage Athletics has taught you throughout your career here, and we look forward to watching you. As we end the night tonight, I cannot thank you all enough for the efforts, sportsmanship you showed this year. Through all the year of change, of adaptations, all the cancellations, you stayed dedicated to your team and school. Congratulations to all of you seniors on graduation, and best of luck to you in the future. I hope you've enjoyed the celebration tonight, and everyone please drive safe. Go Hawks!